24 degrees of clay line the turns of Bristol Motor Speedway, and that is where we return for back-to-back nights of action in the A&B Outdoors Quicktime Sprint Car Series. I'm Kelan Belsha, joined by my friend Shane DiMantova, and we are here for more sprint car action in Bristol, Tennessee. Aiden Kirker pulled off a dominant win last night in the clay on the Coliseum, sponsored by Shane DiMantova Designs, picking up the night #1 win, and he's looking for a dominant sweep this evening. If he can pick up another win, he'll be the first man not named Andrew May to pick up a Nationals championship. We'll see if he can do that. Shane, we're here at Bristol Motor Speedway for another great night of action. What do we have to expect?
Big track position event for sure. Obviously, we really hit the head on that last night, and for sure we saw that come into fruition as Aiden Kirker had the total sweep, kind of going flag to flag, at least from the drop of the qualifying to the end of the race. He swept everything that he was in and took home the win.
And that'll definitely be his goal this evening from Bristol, Tennessee. We're going to send you guys down track side for what should be our national anthem this evening. Shane, give it to him.
Yes, we will, Kelan. So we ask that you please rise for both the Canadian and American national anthems.
Kelan, by the way, if you didn't know.
Welcome back to Bristol, Tennessee, here for night 2 of the Clay on the Coliseum event. Here, sponsored by Shane DiMantova Designs, and we are joined by a special friend this evening once he gets the chance to join us here. It is our flag man, one of our best buds out here, flagging us, being our first track official this season, once we get his cam situated there on the Discord. Joseph, we're talking to you.
Hello.
Hey, well, you're our first ever virtual trackside assistant here in the Quicktime Sprint Car Series, so we thank you for doing this task. How's it feel to be a flagman, even for virtual race cars?
It's pretty freaking cool if you ask me. I never got the chance, and probably will never get the chance to do in real life. But doing with the virtual stuff, it's actually a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun doing this. Just started off with doing nothing, and I was just came after the Williams Grove race. How I didn't make the feature, and everyone was like, "You know what? You have to flag, so you should you should flag the race." And I'm like, "All right, fine." As you see me waving the green flag for Aiden Kirker right now as he goes out on track. It feels amazing doing this though.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. Great to see you out there. Great trackside official there. And when we get going in the feature, we'll be happy to see you waving that green flag, white, checkered, doing all our flags this evening. Thank you for doing this, Joe.
Problem.
It's Joseph Costello, our flag man of the hour for the Quicktime Sprint Car Series. Pretty cool to see somebody doing stuff like that, Shane. I don't know about you. I enjoy it.
Yeah, we're definitely trailblazers for sure. I know nobody else really that broadcasts either anything on iRacing has anything like that of some sports, and it's cool to have Joseph a part of this. Obviously, I've known him for a good amount of time, and he's one of my best friends. So yeah, happy to have him helping us.
Yeah, pretty cool to see Joseph down here. And speaking of the devil right here, how about top of the board? Aiden Kirker taking home the Dirtman Photography Quicktime Award this evening. He is on pole this evening. He'll be starting from pole looking for the sweep, and he's already got 1/3 of it down in the pole, trying to get this heat victory. We'll see what he can do as we set your starting lineup for our first heat of the evening in the number 17 machine on pole for Power Slide Motorsports out of Boston, New York. It's the Iceman and Quicktime Award winner Aiden Kirker. And rolling off to his outside, Exo Consulting Rookie of the Year competitor for M&M Motorsports out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. It's the Young Gun Colton Coe.
Rolling it off here in the 3rd position, starting here at Bristol, night number 2 from M&M Motorsports in Asheville, North Carolina. The Asheville Attitude and fan favorite, Cameron McCone. And to his outside from Johnson Simsport Racing, in Phoenix, Arizona, we have the number 96 Exo Consulting Rookie of the Year contender, Brandon Sampson.
Rolling off from the 5th position for 4 Horsemen Racing out of Jonestown, Pennsylvania. It's the number 6 car of Caleb Morrissey. And making his first start of the season for ID Racing out of Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania. It's the number 36 of Vincent Isabella.
Yeah, nice to see Vincent out here back on the track. And rounding out your field here tonight, starting shotgun, we have the number 127 of Jesse Atkinson from Atkins Design Racing. All right, Kelan. We set the starting lineup for heat number 1. Obviously, we know that the number 17 of Aiden Kirker is going to be the favorite for sure, but is there anybody else you got your eye on?
I think you got to keep your eye on the number 96 of Brandon Sampson. He stole the Quicktime Award in his only race of the season to this point that he's made the feature in, and that was at Williams Grove. Dominated the first half of that race before falling back a little bit later. I think he's a guy to beat. He texted me after last night's race, I'm sorry for not showing up. Then he sent me a picture of a flipped sprint car, so I believe that may be part of the reason why he did not attend last night, but he had a jam-packed weekend. Nice to see him back with us this evening. Aiden Kirker takes the green flag. We are underway in heat number 1, going to get the edge on Colton Coe going into 1. Coe trying to stick with him on the outside as Brandon Sampson gets around Cameron McCone, trying to stick his nose under Coe as the top 3 kind of settle out. Sampson fighting that race car as he's going to hang on to 3rd. McCone trying to defend as they're almost wrecking behind him. And contact, and Morrissey in trouble.
Trouble for Vincent Isabella, too. Him and Jesse Atkinson make contact. Cameron McCone will now jump into the 4th position. Brandon Sampson still holding strong in 3rd. Coe and Kirker still 1-2 right now.
I feel like we can't say enough about Aiden Kirker. It seems when it rains, it pours for him. When he starts off hot, he ends up finishing pretty hot, and I mean, he dominated yesterday. So far in complete control this evening. That's 17K. He has it hooked up as of late at this Bristol Speedway, looking for the sweep. Colton Coe sitting in second for M&M Motorsports. He's had a nice season, to say the least, for him. Won a couple heat races in the season. Having some top 5 finishes, sitting in the top 5 in points right now. Currently riding out second in this heat. Already talked about Brandon Sampson. He's sitting in third. They run 1, 2, 3 in his first heat. Field spread out.
Like you said, all spread out here. Pretty good, decent length between all the drivers out there on track as we now look at Cameron Conan fourth. He said he's really excited to hopefully make it into the event here tonight, and he always puts in lots of hours of practice and work to make sure he can put that 4-car into the main event, as he didn't have his best of luck yesterday making it into the feature event.
Definitely did not have his best of luck at all, as he will, with his 4th place finish, if he can finish it off, he will start on pole in the constellation, so there's an advantage for him. That will be it. Flag man Joseph Costello pulls out the checkered flag. Aiden Kirker takes the first heat of the evening. Colton Coe second. Brandon Sampson rounds out the top 3. They will advance to the feature in that order. McHone, Atkinson, Isabella, and Morrissey will be heading to the constellation race as we get ready to set your field for our second heat of the evening. And rolling off on the top spot, the number 31 from Bedford, Pennsylvania, Exo Consulting Rookie of the Year competitor from M&M Motorsports. The current points leader, the big unit, Andrew May. And to his outside, the number 26 Exo Consulting Rookie of the Year competitor for Door Slammer Sim Racing out of Burbank, New York, it is Michael Corbin.
And starting in 3rd position here in night number 2, guy that we saw had a pretty good run there from HRI Helms Racing. That is the number 17T of Tyler No, and to his outside from Tinmouth, Vermont, the mayor, James Barrett Jr. will start him off 4th on the 2nd row on the outside after a good top 3 run yesterday for him.
Rolling off in the 5th position, another guy who has been really looking for answers to some bad luck this season, an Exo Consulting Rookie Year competitor for HRI Helms Racing out of Oak Harbor, Ohio. It's the 72 of Randy Fritsch, and to his outside, in the number 57 Exo Consulting Rookie Year competitor for Up North Esports is the Kamikaze Austin Griffey, winner at Weed Sport earlier in the season.
Yeah, nice to see Griffey make a return here at Bristol, as Mason Thompson there, number 81 Machine, will start him off in the 7th position. And Mason Sweet, an Exo Consulting Rookie of the Year competitor, will start shotgun in, or excuse me, number 55 will start shotgun in the field.
Andrew May going to lead him to the green side by side with Michael Corbin, as it will not be this time. Well, oh no, they're in a backstretch. That's the backstretch. This very symmetrical track all the way around. Kind of hard to see where they're going. Andrew May, points leader. Last 3 races have really not gone to his liking. And finishing 6th and 7th in those 2 races. For any other guy, that would be some great racing. For Andrew May, he wants to do better, and what better way than to start on pole in his heat. Going to lead Michael Corbin to the green. It is underway. Tyler No in 3rd as James Barrett Jr. makes an aggressive move to the middle. 3 wide there, and it's not going to end well for Michael Corbin as he goes up in the fence trouble on lap 1.
As Andrew May begins to step away, there's a huge pack of drivers all together there, 6th on back. As you see Randy Fritsch now leading them. Austin Griffey there behind him in 3rd.
And they battle it out for the 4th position back there. That is the James Barrett Jr. Machine and Tyler No trying to fight for some real estate here. To the inside of Fritsch goes the 41 of James Barrett side by side for the transfer spot right there. Barrett taking the edge, going into 3, going to go to his inside, Fritsch in the fence, and Tyler No will take 4th from him. Barrett Jr. takes over the final transfer spot so far. As they continue jockeying for position, Andrew May is gone.
Yeah, he's gone by over a second now. Andrew May, the big unit, showing his dominance here in heat number 2.
Austin Griffey holds down a 2nd spot. Former winner of Weed Sport, took home his first win of the season, was a 2-time 360 winner before that series was disbanded, ending as the all-time winner with 2 of them. James Barrett Jr. sitting in 3rd, Tyler No. He's been knocking on the door all season, really getting some nice runs. 8 starts, 4 top 5s, 6 top 10s. Having a very consistent season to say the least for that 17T. Riding in 4th right now, trying to make up the ground on James Barrett Jr. and take over that transfer position. 2 laps to go.
Like you mentioned, 2 laps to go here for Andrew May up front. As he's in the middle of 3 and 4 right now. He'll take the white flag from Joseph Costello this time. 1 lap to go in heat number 2 for Andrew May.
May in control, trying to shake a bit of bad luck out of his head. Saw it with Cody Meadows having a bad streak earlier this season. Now the points leader trying to get back into stride with a heat win. Austin Griffey second. James Barry Jr. takes the transfer spot. No Thompson, Fritsch, Corbin, and Sweet to the LCQ event as we get ready for our third and what should be final heat of the evening as we get ready to set the grid. Top 3 advancing, and on pole, the Season 1 champion for AOD Racing out of Martinsville, Virginia, it's the Mud Digger Big Country Cody Meadows, and to his outside, Exo Consulting Rookie of the Year competitor for M&M's Motorsports out of Kansas City, Michigan, it's the Iceman, Aiden Forster.
Starting in the 3rd position here in heat number 3 from Slide Air Die Sim Sports in Mooresville, North Carolina, the Hot Rod, Joey Robinson. And to his outside from Power Slide Motorsports in Daytona Beach, Florida, the league owner himself, the Gator, J.J. Hill.
And rolling off in the 5th position, a number 44 machine for Boxel Merkler Racing. Out of Indiana, it's JB Jacob Boxel. And to his outside, Exo Consulting Rookie of the Year competitor for Elite Sim Sport out of Biloxi, Mississippi, it's Garrett Cooper.
We'll focus in here at 7th position as we have the number 151 from Fry Designs Racing in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, the Blue Jay, Jay Mulder. And to his outside, starting shotgun in heat number 3 here tonight, we have the number 6069 of Sammy Yaya from Ben Porsche Racing.
Something a little different I want to touch on this evening is our track state. The track state, what is normally a 7% qualifying, followed up by a 15% feature, is completely different this evening, which should slicken up the track a lot more. Started on 5% track wear in the qualifying, and it's going to carry over all throughout the night, just like in real life would be. Nice new colors for Cody Meadows out there. Camo and orange, looking very slick as he's looking to get on the gas here in heat number 3. We are underway. Aiden Forster trying to hang on his outside. The green flag is in the air here in this heat.
Cody Meadows behind him. He has a charging Aiden Forrester there, the number 20 for M&M Motorsports. J.J. Hill is now in the 3rd position as Jacob Boxel behind them had his hands full coming out of turn number 4.
Cooper holding down 4th, but he's got pressure from Joey Robinson on the outside. Cooper going to slide job Robinson. Robinson is going to give him the spot right there. And now Cooper sets his sights on league owner, the new number 3 car.
Oh!
J.J. Hill! Robinson gets sideways, is going to kill Cooper, and Boxel will take over the position there in 4th. Not Boxel, Robinson. No, it is Boxel.
You're right the first time. Jacob Boxel now will move into the 4th position, Sammy Yaya, who you see there a little bit out in the cushion in 6th as he's now battling now with Robinson.
To the outside of Robinson, they jock for position number 5 right there. J.J. Hill, meanwhile, getting pressure from Jacob Boxel for the final transfer spot halfway through the heat. Meadows and Forster start to pull away, but all eyes are set on this 3rd position. Who's going to take the final transfer spot? Hill fending off Boxel for now, but Boxel not going to let him go easily.
Yeah, definitely not going to go easily for sure. Like you mentioned yesterday, Kelan Boxel, a dirt car driver himself. He's going to definitely bring the pressure here and bring that real-life experience out here on the racetrack.
I like the mixed bag we have here. Some primary sim racers and primary dirt racers. I know Aiden Forster and Jacob Boxel, they're both sprint car racers in real life. Cody Meadows, J.J. Hill, 2 of the guys I've only met on the sim. I really don't know if they do anything outside of that, as there's 1 lap to go. Cody Meadows working his way through 3 and 4. Won a heat yesterday, brought it home in 4th position, looking to improve a few spots on that, taking home the heat win. As those top 3 retire in order, Boxel, Robinson, Mulder, Yaya, and Cooper go into the consolation race as we get ready for that consolation race this evening. 15 drivers enter, 7 will make it into the feature, and 8 will head home in the truck as we get ready for our consolation event, setting the starting lineup for you. On pole, the number 4, M&M Motorsports from Asheville, North Carolina, the Asheville Attitude, Cameron McCone. And to his outside exo consulting rear competitor for HRI Helms Racing out of Sylvania, Ohio, it's Tyler No.
The guy we were just talking about, battling it out there with JJ Hill for the transfer position from Boxler Merkler Racing. Jacob Boxler will start third behind our pole sitter, Cameron McCone, and Jesse Atkinson, the number 127 from Atkinson Designs Racing in Virginia. Teddy starting fourth.
And some grid trouble, it looks like, for Cameron McCone. Or, I really don't know. I don't know. Oh, I believe Jesse Atkinson got an EOL penalty, and that kind of jammed it all up. So, Atkinson getting a penalty for the heat's going to recycle him to the back end of the field. As you see the rest of your constellations starting to line up, roll across your screen. A lot of big names in here. One I want to note on is Kayla Morrissey sitting back there in the 10th position. A winner this season and a winner in the past several times. As actually his win this year was his third. Was a winner in Knoxville last season. And speaking of Knoxville, looking forward to our 3 biggest events of the season. Next week, you can only catch them live here on the series YouTube channel for AMB Outdoors Quicktime Sprint Car Series. We head to the Knoxville Nationals, the 2nd annual Knoxville Nationals in the AMB Outdoors Quicktime Sprint Car Series next week. 3 nights, June 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. Racing for a surplus of $100 on the 23rd Wednesday night. It's going to be a great feature event. Looking forward to that one for sure, Shane.
I'm as well. I know the drivers are more antsy than us, as they want to be in position there at the end of the race to bring home $100.
But before we get to that, we got to go racing this evening in the consolation event. Top 7 will head to our feature event underway as Cameron McCone leads them to the green. Tyler No trying to get the outside working. Jacob Boxell to the inside of McCone, but No still side by side, 2 by 2 down the back stretch. Tyler No, as there's trouble back there in the back.
That's Mason
Was
Sweet.
that Mason Sweet in trouble, and there was another one back there, I'm pretty sure, with him as No takes over the lead. He's going to lead off the corner. Cameron McCone kind of trapped on the bottom, and he's going to lose a lot of spots there to that Hornet's Nest of race cars around the top.
McCone there will slide into the 6th position. Isabella behind Tim's going to add some pressure as, like you mentioned, Kia, what is it, top 4 will make...
7.
Top 7.
Oh,
excuse me, top 7 transfer themselves in as Isabella currently holds on to that last spot, and Fritsch is behind Tim in the hunt.
That's a hungry Randy Fritsch right there, I guarantee you that. He's been struggling all season. His best run came at Williams Grove earlier this year where he ran up front and unfortunately got caught up in a crash with a lap car.
Oh, Jacob Boxell's around.
Boxell in trouble, and that's going to stack them all up as he's in trouble. And that now shuffles Fritsch into the hunt for the feature. Sammy Yaya back there, and that's also Jay Mulder. Is that Mulder behind Fritsch?
Yes, that
No,
is.
it's Atkinson.
Oh, well, Mulder's back there behind Yaya.
Yeah, but that's Atkinson who fell and lost some spots there. He started from an EOL, and now he's trying to make his way in here as Tyler No continues to lead. Last transfer spot right now is Randy Fritsch. Jesse Atkinson trying to take that spot away from him halfway through this consolation race.
With that camera angle, you can honestly just get a great sight of how lined up these guys are on the top, and it's just like a big old train that you see out here at Bristol.
These cars are so fast, it's crazy. As side by side there for the 3rd spot, that's Thompson and Morrissey. McCone looking to make it into the feature himself, and he's been having some also bad luck. He's been up there struggling as of late, and nice to see him looking like he will punch his ticket into the feature as long as he hangs on here. Isabella and Fritsch hang on to 6th and 7th. Sammy Yaya, first guy out, trying to close that gap on the 72 machine. Coming to just a few laps to go.
Yep, 3 laps to go for Tyler No. He'll most likely close it out with over a 2-second gap, so gap over the 68 of Joey Robinson, as Morrissey's still trying to make work on these 2 drivers on the bottom.
Trying to make up whatever position he can to the inside of Mason Thompson. That for the 3rd spot. Joey Robinson kind of holding all these guys up as they come to the white flag around the corner here. 1 lap to go in the consolation. Tyler No gone by a mile. All eyes on 2nd. These guys are trying to nurse it to the checkered flag. Tyler No, checkered flag in hand for Joseph Costello. No takes home the consolation victory as there's a big Hornet's Nest off of 4. They finish all keeping it straight. First guy out is Michael Corbin. Jay Mulder also going out with him. Sammy Yaya, another one as we get ready for our starting lineup this evening for your feature events. I think we're starting from last to first, right, Shane?
Yes, we are, Kelan.
Oh, that's the plan this evening. Is rolling off in the 16th position, the Exo Consulting Rookie of the Year competitor for HRI Helms Racing out of Oak Harbor, Ohio. It is Randy Fritsch, starting in the 15th position, making his first feature event of the season for iRacing at Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania. It's Vincent Isabella.
Starting in the 4th position here from M&M Motorsports in Asheville, North Carolina, the Asheville Attitude, Cameron McCone will start 14th. Kayla Morrison, the number 6 machine from Four Horsemen Racing in Jonestown, Pennsylvania, will send it off in the 13th position.
Rolling off in 12th for Powerslide Motorsports out of Waycross, Georgia. It's the Jubzilla, Mason Thompson. And starting in the 11th position, another Exo Consulting Racing Year competitor for Slide at Sim Sports out of Morrisville, North Carolina. It's the Hot Rod Joey Robinson.
Tyler No in the number 11 there from HRI Helms Racing, Exo Consulting Rookie Year competitor, will start 10th. And to his inside from Daytona Beach, Florida, the league owner himself, JJ Hill, in 9th.
Barrett Jr. 8th, Sampson 7th, Forster 6th, Griffey 5th, Coe 4th, Meadows, and then May and Kirker on the front row. Kirker looking for a perfect sweep of the entire week as they line up 4x4. For you guys, the fans, we thank you guys for tuning in to the Ambi Outdoors Quicktime Sprint Car Series here on our YouTube channel. This was a great week of racing, to say the least, as we get ready for our second and final event of the week before heading to Knoxville next week. 4x4 here is an amazing sight.
I know, we highlight it every time, Kelan. It's one of the most signature things that we have here on iRacing and in the series. Not much quite like it there on the that you can get like this on the sim, as they'll go around 2 more times and Joseph Costello will lead them with the green flag in hand.
Aiden Kirker, can't say enough about him, up on the pole, going to be leading us to the green this evening. That 17K, when it gets hooked up, it doesn't stop, and I really feel like if he didn't have to take those couple days off for vacation, I really think he would have been right here in the points battle with Andrew May. I mean, maybe just a few mistakes this season, but Volusia winner, took home a win at Lernerville, took home the win last night at Bristol, looking for 2 in a row this evening. And what a series it would be for Kirker. We've had 5 different winners in the last 5 races. Kirker looking to end that streak this evening from Bristol, qualified pole, won his heat, and it was a clean sweep leading every single lap last night. Looking to repeat the exact same this evening. Abe Kirker, Andrew May, Cody Meadows, Colton Coe going to lead them to the green flag here this evening. Green flag in hand of our flagman Joseph Costello, as he's going to lead the field to the green. On his discretion, we will go racing. It'll be Aiden Kirker, Andrew May leading him to the green. As green flags wave, we are underway from Bristol, night 2 on clay of the Coliseum.
Aiden Kirker, Andrew May so far, Cody Meadows, the top 3 drivers that we've seen so far this season, 1, 2, 3 so far, and the guy you kind of talked about in the heat races, Brandon Sampson, in the 4th position there as we look at him.
Oh, Kirker sideways, and Andrew May to the race lead. Kirker got real sideways in the slick, and it's going to allow Andrew May to take control of this race. Cody Meadows sits in second as Kirker gets the bottom rolling to the inside of Cody Meadows' 30-lap feature. A long time to make up for this mistake. Rather have it on lap 1 than lap 30 as Kirker is trying to hunt down Andrew May.
Yeah, I would rather have it, like you mentioned, Kelan, early on in this race, but he's already clawing his way back there on the bottom. I don't think that's the most successful line we've seen for most drivers, but it's kind of working for the 17K, or at least it was to pick off the spot from the 1 car of Cody Meadows.
Remember, track state here way different than what we've been having all season, carrying over all night. It's a very slick racetrack. Maybe that did not play into Kirker's hands on the start. Maybe did not expect it to be so slick and black. As Meadows works to the inside of Kirker. Kirker trying to roll the top. He's tubbing up top as he's going to try to race around Cody Meadows side by side for that 2nd position. Andrew May loving that sight in his mirror as Kirker is going to drive around Meadows for 2nd. He's going to now set his sights on the big unit, trying to take over that top spot again.
Yeah, on board with Big Country himself, Cody Meadows there in the one machine. As you see Aiden Kirker moving his car back up to the top of the racetrack and running down our race leader, Andrew May.
And these last few laps, whatever Andrew takes, Kirker does the opposite. Was top last time, now to the bottom side by side for the race lead around the Great Coliseum here. May back up to the top of the racetrack, kind of starting low and arcing it up high. Aiden Kirker continuing to work to his inside, side by side for the race lead. Now down the backstretch here on lap number 8. He's getting there. He hasn't been able to clear off the pass yet, though.
Yeah, this is probably some of the best side-by-side racing we've seen all season long. Kelan, as I believe Kirker's currently got the upper hand on May, and he's going to clear him here coming out of turn number 4.
Great sight for Aiden Kirker. That's all he wants to see is clear racetrack in front of him. Andrew May still working, trying to get to his left rear. He's not going to let him go without a fight. Cody Meadows holds down 3rd as Aiden Forster holds the 4th position, trying to defend his spot from Tyler No. No flying from 10th to 5th on the move. Brandon Sampson 6th. Austin Griffey sits in 7th. Morrissey, Thompson, McHone round out the top 10 as there's McHone in the 10th position. Barrett Jr., Fritsch, Coe, Robinson, and Isabella round out the field to this point as Kirker starts to scoot away from, oh my goodness, oh, Joey Robinson. Ooh, that was close right there. Almost clipped the inside barrels right there at the end of the pit wall. Oh, he sure does, but one man who does not really have his hands full is Aiden Kirker. Talk about him. Absolutely dominant performance last night, leading about everything there was to lead, and so far this evening it's been the same except for just a few laps as on board with Aiden Kirker in complete control of this race.
Yep, track starting to get a little tacky as we see Kirker now move to the bottom side, searching around for some speed as caution is out.
First caution of the race
Brandon
today.
Sampson.
Right before we get to halfway, Brandon Sampson, the cause of this one. Caution flag out this evening for the first time at Bristol Speedway, as we'll try to get a look at what happened here with our Ambiatos Quicktime Sprint Car Series replay system. As Sampson, unfortunately, in trouble. Did not look like he had much damage, so maybe he didn't hit nothing. That may be good news for him. But we'll try to get a look at what happened here to cause our first yellow. Right there is Brandon Sampson. Just got up there too high on the wall. Looks like he might have kept it up there. Oh, who was that right there? Is that McComb?
I think that was Mason Thompson. Now it's Thompson there in the 81 machine. So we'll go, or at least we were going to go on board with him, fighting through some technical difficulties once again, Kelan. Just doesn't want to work for me.
Thompson. Yeah, Thompson was rolling there in the 8th position before losing his front wing right there, and he may be in trouble as far as the rest of this race goes. Kirker and May put on a show 1-2 so far, though.
Here we go.
See another look with Mason Thompson. Just nowhere to go. Where can you go there? Oh, front wing gone. Unfortunately for Thompson, he's going to have some major work to do in that McLaren sprint car. Good looking car. I like it.
Yeah, definitely something different for sure. As I think we could easily pick him out. That's one of the bigger things that is kind of noticeable in the series is guys bringing back the same paint schemes. Kind of like the 6 car there ahead of him of Caleb Morris, who's kind of been running that same car for both Season 1 and Season 2. And Cameron McCone, you can't miss him in his bright colors there either.
I feel the same about Andrew May. He seems to have the same kind of design going on about every night. Cody Meadows was a new color, though. Nice to see him. The big game machine. Kirker, green flag in the air, back underway here from Bristol. Who gets out to a nice advantage over Andrew May, but the fight is on for the 2nd spot. As Meadows slides to the inside of Andrew May, can't take the spot away. Forster hangs on to 4th back there, side by side for what should be about the 5th or 6th position. As Morrissey slides in front of Forster, and he's going to take over 4th and now set his sights on the top 3. As side by side for 2nd place, Meadows trying to get it, can't take it. May drives off the outside. Meadows, really the only guy working the bottom. There's a big swarm of race cars back there. Forster knocking on the door of Morrissey, and right behind Forster is James Barrett Jr. and Mason Thompson.
Yeah, here's Randy Fritsch here in the 9th position. I don't want to jinx him at all with that commentator's curse, but definitely a better run than what he's been having recently. I know he's definitely going to be happy with this for sure, as he hopes to keep it that way.
And Meadows slide jobs Andrew May and will take over that position. Andrew May is probably not the happiest man in Bristol right now after that incident right there, as that's going to allow him to fall into the trap of Caleb Morrissey if he can fight for that position. As Meadows trying to close the gap on Aiden Kirker, but there seems to be no gap to close right there, as Kirker's just continuing to set the mark and pull away. Caution out.
Caution is out once again. Trouble for Mason Thompson
Oh,
again.
no. Bad gone to worse for that 81 car. We'll try to get a look at what happened here. He was really getting it rolling with that front wing. Didn't lose any spots yet. So that incident right there.
Like we mentioned, Mason Thompson here. You can see him running the fence. Kind of looks very similar to the Brandon Sampson incident, except he kind of just got caught up in the fence.
Oh, and that's Joey Robinson tagging him, sending him up and over.
And his night will be over from that, as he puts the number 81 machine in pit road.
Gonna load that up, bring out his best raced car for Knoxville next week. So hopefully that'll be the case for Thompson. It's going to come down to a single file restart, under 10 to go. It'll be a 10 to go restart. Should be single file. I believe it will be. Cody Meadows took over the second spot. Andrew May was none too pleased after the slide job attempt right there. And seems like we got the big three back 1, 2, 3 right now. Of course, Rylan Pearson not here tonight, serving suspension. So next best three would be Kirker, Meadows, and May. They're running 1, 2, 3, and I feel like this top 5 is really the guys well deserving of the top 5 this evening. All looking good right now. Having a nice race, especially Aiden Forster. I feel like we don't talk about him enough, but he is certainly one of the more consistent guys in this series. Nice to see him riding in the top 5 right now for M&M Motorsports. Kirker, green flag in the air, back underway. Don't think we're live there. There we go. And now Kirker in the lead. Meadows trying to close the gap on him a little bit. 2/10 back on turn 1. They go to the bottom in turn 3. Going away from that cushion. Feels like cushion 1, 2, bottom 3, 4 maybe the way to go. And nope. Go back to the bottom, Kirker, as he's going to pull away from Meadows, as Andrew May try to return the favor to Big Country there for second. Morrissey lurks back there running the top in turn 3 and 4. James Barrett Jr. has hobbled into the top 5.
Like you mentioned, Kelan, James Barrett Jr. after a pretty good run here last night, battling here with Austin Griffey for the 6th position. Caleb Morrissey there and rounding out the top 5. And Tyler No, how about this? Fighting his way back up, and he's now in the 4th position, as Andrew May still got his hands full trying to get around the number 1 of Cody Meadows.
No is flying. My goodness, he is putting together some great laps right now, trying to close the gap on Aiden Kirker. Was 2/10 off that time because he got held up by Andrew May, but you talk about a guy who's very good when this track gets slick. I think Tyler No is one of the best in the business, as he got by everybody there. We didn't even see him. He was just flying.
Yeah, if we get a word with him after this race, I want him to take us through that whole incident, because we saw him kind of be collected in an incident that happened earlier in the race, and here he is in the 4th position. But you could see Aiden Kirker way out there, as he is a 2.5 second lead, almost 2 seconds actually, over the 1 car, Cody Meadows.
Really don't know what more you can say about Aiden Kirker besides he is just, when he gets hot, he's hard to beat. And I'm really upset that he had to miss those couple of races, because imagine how this points battle between him and Andrew May would be if they were all racing full time. 2 to go for Aiden Kirker. Winner of Bristol last night, dominated, led every single lap. Not quite going to get that token of leading every lap this evening, as No has slid into 2nd, and if there was more time, I would give him a shot. Joseph Costello going to bring out the white flag. 1 lap to go here from Bristol. Kirker, winner at Belsha, Lernerville, and now it'll be 2 times at Bristol. The clay on the Coliseum sweep for Aiden Kirker. He's going to get it done and win at Bristol.
So you see madness happen
Rest
behind them. So the rest of the field flies by with Costello, the checkered flag in hand. Tyler, no, how about that? He will come home second.
And Andrew May steals third away from Cody Meadows last lap. That was Austin Griffey with the big trouble coming to the checkered flag. As Aiden Kirker, a Bristol sweep. David Gravel-esque, that World of Outlaws sweep that he put on in the Bristol Throwdown. I'm pretty sure Aiden Kirker saw that, and that was his inspiration this evening.
He saw it in person.
Picking up. Oh, yeah, he did see it in person. Maybe that's an advantage. I saw Kirker. He went up to Bristol, saw David Gravel absolutely dominate, and put everybody else, make them look silly. That's basically what Kirker did to everybody here this evening. Only losing the lead for about 8 laps all weekend long, all week long. Gonna pop that wheelie in the MAV TV machine and pick up his 4th win of the year, tying Andrew May for most on the season. His 7th of his A&B Outdoors Quicktime Sprint Car Series career. Congratulations to that man, Aiden Kirker. How about Tyler No? From 10th to 2nd. Nice run for him. And Randy Fritsch is worthy of our Dirtman Photography Hard Charger Award this evening, 16th to 7th, picking up 9 spots. Talked about him. Great run for him as he's really been struggling throughout the year. Nice to see him get a good finish. No man in virtual Bristol, Tennessee is as happy as Aiden Kirker right now. Awesome for Aiden. He has been dominant. Going to pick up the Shane DiMantova Designs Clay on the Coliseum victory. You're going to have to pay him later, Shane. You know that?
Hopefully not. I mean, actually, I will. No, yeah, I
Yeah.
will. You know what I'll give him? I'll give him a big old high five.
Oh, yeah, that's a payment for dominating. He'll go right back to the league. Beautiful. Awesome for Aiden. He's going to be the first man not named Andrew May to take home the dominance in the Nationals Championship this season. We're going to get a word with him as we go through our finishing results this evening. Congratulations to Aiden Kirk. We're going to pick up his 4th win on the year. Picking up the win, Tyler No with a nice run in 2nd. Andrew May 3rd. 4th, Cody Meadows 5th. Aiden Forster. And that's a very similar top 5 to what we had last night. Meadows picking up 4th, Forster 5th. They both picked up nice finishes last night. Doing it again tonight. James Berry Jr. another good finish in 6th. Randy Fritsch, hard charging effort in 7th. Caleb Morrissey 8th. Colton Cohn 9th. Joey Robinson rounds out the top 10. Vincent Isabella picks up 11th. Austin Griffey, who we saw have that incident on the last lap, in 12th. Cameron McCone picks up 13th. Mason Thompson 14th after having not a great night for him. Brandon Sampson 15th, and J.J. Hill rounds out the field in the last position. That was your finishing results tonight. From Bristol's, we're going to drag in Aiden Kirker and get a word with him. Aiden!
Hello.
You swept Bristol!
Yeah, buddy.
How about that? You made everybody else look silly tonight. You all week long really talked about how fast your race car was, and you showed them tonight. I feel like you have a real advantage when we come out here to Bristol, completely dominant. How's it feel to basically lead all but just a few laps this week?
Oh, it feels amazing. We got the just swept everything here. Both quick times, both heat ones, both features. You know, we're on a roll. This feels awesome. To get our first nationals win of the season too. You know, first guy to do it, other than a guy named Andrew May. Just super happy to get to victory lane here at Bristol 2 nights in a row. I said last night I feel like David Gravel. I definitely feel like David Gravel right now. Just sweeping everything. This is definitely pretty impressive. I'm really happy with the performance. Really happy with the car, and yeah, tonight's track state was a lot of fun to run compared to last night. It was a little more running through the slick and a lot more throttle control, so that made it a blast to drive. And yeah.
Well, I got scared. What was it? Was it lap 1 going into turn 3, or maybe it was lap 2 going into turn 1? I just saw you dead sideways. We were going through the field. You were out there sideways. An incredible job somehow turning a sprint car to the right, keeping it straight, and then you very next lap passed Cody Meadows. Then you hunted down Andrew May. Ooh, were you ever nervous this evening, especially when you fell back to 3rd? Did you think you had the bottom working when they didn't, or were you nervous, or what was going through your head?
Well, I sent it off into turn 3 on lap 1, thinking I could give it more throttle than I could. And then when I was staring at Colossus in the infield, that's where I was like, "Oh shoot, there it goes." But then somehow corrected it, and then we got the bottom working, and uh that first run we I kind of found the line and top of 1 and 2 wide open, then bottom 3 and 4 kind of half throttle through half the corner, and then accelerating to full throttle halfway through, and that was really working out for us. And then as we got on, but the run top went away completely, and it was just all on the bottom. So kind of the only butt clencher moment right there was when we were staring at the infield. But otherwise, we were pretty quick. May gave us a run for our money at the start of the feature, which I knew he was gonna. I mean, he's Andrew May. What do you expect? He's gonna come out there and be really fast. And then same thing with Cody. But just as the track slicked up, we found the right line and just got hit a consistent groove, I guess you could say. And we swept Clay at the Coliseum. I can't believe it. That's pretty awesome.
That is awesome for sure. And now next week, I know biggest event of the season, Knoxville. That's a big purse on the line on night 3. Do you feel like this sweep at Bristol will give you any momentum going into Knoxville, or how confident are you heading into that 3-night stay in Iowa?
Well, it's definitely a confidence booster. Knoxville and Bristol are obviously 2 different tracks, but we did have strong runs at Knoxville in the Nationals last season. We're going to be putting in a lot of work. We got my dad coming back to run next week, so I'm sure a lot of people are going to be excited about that. I think he's more of a fan favorite than I am. So yeah, it's going to be cool to see to have both Kirkers out there, and I think we're probably going to be running a pretty special paint scheme when we show up for next week at Knoxville and try to grab that. I think it's $100. So we're gonna see.
It might be more than that by the time we get to the race. Never know. Well, got anybody you want to thank for making this Bristol sweep possible? You just smoked them.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody in the league for showing up tonight. Everybody that showed up, really big to see all you guys come out tonight. All the admins put in the hard work. Shane for sponsoring the event. I want to thank all the league sponsors of A&B Outdoors, Dirtman Photography, Dirt Track USA, Exo Consulting, Dirt Heath Racing Apparel, Shane DiMantova Designs, and Iceman Designs. And Shane, stop! You're gonna make me laugh.
Oh,
I know. I want to thank
That's my job.
the guy that needs a lot of recognition right now is Joe Costello for coming out here and flagging the race. This guy's been doing it since I think Williams Grove, just kind of chilling.
Williams Grove.
Yep, chilling in the chat with me and some friends and just flagging and having a good old time. And it's really cool to finally get him the recognition he deserves, because it's awesome to have him come out and flag all the races. And I want to thank my mom, I want to thank my dad, my grandma, and everybody that supports me. And I actually have someone that wants to say hello here right live on the broadcast. Yeah, but that's Emma. Thank you to Emma for supporting me, and thank you to MAV TV. They came on board with me a while ago, just as a kind of just agreement. They gave me a little bit of publicity on social media, and I really appreciate that. And we haven't had them in the car in a while, and we finally put them back on. And first 2 races with them, we got 2 wins, and just appreciate them coming on board a while back, and appreciate them still being on board. And yeah, we'll get ready to get them again at Knoxville. Hopefully, bring home the $100.
Oh yeah, thank you for joining us tonight, Aiden. You put on a great show, and hope to see you in Knoxville. Maybe we'll see the same sight. Never know. Big win for you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Aiden Kirker, our race winner this evening, pulling off the Bristol sweep. And I really think, Shane, there is nobody happier to see him in victory lane than our flagman, Joseph Costello, right now. I can see him in the corner of the screen right now. He's just freaking out. He's happy to see Joseph out here in victory lane. So, not Joseph, Aiden in victory lane. So, awesome. Love to see everybody supporting, as Shane's going to get a word with our second place finisher tonight. Tyler, no, he was a man on a mission.
Yeah, like you said, Kelan, man on a mission. Tyler, no, welcome up to the broadcast booth for sure, as we saw you make a hard charge there at the end. And, I mean, if we could pick out who we'd give the Hard Charger Award winner to you, or to somebody, we'd definitely give it to you for sure. But that's not how it works, obviously. But yeah, big charge to from the back to the end, or to the front there at the end of the race. I can't speak. But yeah, why don't you take me through that? Did you have that speed all night long, or you just find something out there on the racetrack?
I was pretty quick up top in the first half, and then so was everybody else though. But I worked my way up. I would think I was running in fifth or something, and then caution came out. I went back up there. I got into the wall a little bit and said, "Screw it! I'll take whatever position I finish in before I dump this thing into the wall." So I moved to the bottom, and I honestly think the bottom came in like lap 18 or so, and I feel like I was one of the first ones to find it and worked back up to fifth, and then had a great battle there at the end to pull off second.
Pulling off second, that's what you did for sure. Like you mentioned, that you moved around to the bottom. Obviously, we knew that track position and track lines were going to play into a factor with the slicker conditions. And do you find yourself more of your, I should say, your driving style more of a liking when the track is more slick?
Oh yeah, I love a slick track. It gives the opportunity to, I guess, race. Racers come out then. It's not just who can be the fastest. It's down to throttle control and finesse and a bunch of other things.
I 100% completely agree. I feel like most racing fans would too. Obviously, in the earlier stages of a race, it's going to be flat out when the track is not as slick. And like you mentioned, the racers are going to come out at the end. And obviously, they did here at Bristol as you came home second. Is there anybody you'd like to thank?
Yeah, just everybody at HRI, Rylan, John, Fritch, Riz, who couldn't make it tonight, but big shout out to Fritch for hard charger tonight. That's good for him. Congrats.
Yeah, he definitely turned his luck around for sure. But congrats again on second place, as you are our highest finishing rookie here in the field.
All right, thank you.
That was the number 11 or 17T, as you see there on the screen, of Tyler No, who brings it home second, as Kelan will now grab a word with M&M Motorsports big unit, Andrew May.
Big unit, you got us?
Yes, sir.
Well, P3, I mean, you started out there up front and eventually lost lead to Kirker, and then you really fought that slick racetrack for the last 20 laps or so. How'd it feel out there on a slick track? You think you would have had anything for those top two? They were pretty fast.
No, Kirker was on another planet. I wasn't even gonna touch him. Gonna be completely honest. But no, me and No were running about the same line. For a while, Meadows was running there with us, and then he was kind of like getting into the slick, and No came around me, and then we about almost all three of us got together. So me and No were running pretty much the same line, and I was kind of trying to nose underneath of him, but I just couldn't get around him. The track was definitely one line there at the end. So I'll take a third place over the show that I had last night. That's for sure.
Well, a third place finish is very solid to say the least, and I want to talk about one thing. I know you and Cody were battling it out for second there for a second, and I know Cody, he kind of threw a slide job in front of you. I saw you both kind of get sideways, and I saw you key up on the radio. I had it muted, so I don't know what you said, but were you very happy with Cody after that? Looked like a very aggressive slide job. From my
Oh
point of view.
no. What had happened was he threw it up in front of me, and then he kind of got crossed up, and I stayed on the throttle, and I didn't really check up for him enough, and I
Oh,
kind of
you hit him?
on it. Yeah,
Oh.
it wasn't enough to we were gonna wreck each other. No, I wasn't mad at him. We just kind of made a little contact, and I just said, "Oh, my bad, Cody," there. So it wasn't anything serious. It was just more of a racing deal than anything.
Well, I just didn't know if you were angry or nothing. I just wanted the explanation there because I really thought you two would be. I thought you were upset at him because
Oh
sometimes
no.
you do get mad at Cody sometimes. I mean, you get mad at everybody though, don't you?
Yeah, no, I don't. I never really get mad at Cody. Cody's one of him
Yes, you
and
do.
Kirker and some of these guys in here are I never really get mad at. But there's some people in here that when they do really dumb stuff, I get pretty frustrated real quick.
Oh yeah. Well, one of them serving a suspension, so you didn't have to worry about him tonight. That one guy you got mad at.
Exactly.
Well, P3 finish, solid for you. Got him. Do you want to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank A&B Outdoors for putting the series on. Dirtman Photography, my buddy Zach over at Dirt Track USA, Exo Consulting, Dirt Heathen Racing Apparel, Shane DiMantova, for putting the money together. And I wanna shout out Kirker because he was absolutely on another planet. I can't even believe it. What he did tonight was just insane. But I want to thank Battery Boys Bedford, PA, Liquid Besker, K1 Race Gear, TW Vance Trucking, Ace Electronic Repair. I want to thank my dad for always watching. He actually we were talking today and he gave me a lot of stuff to help me out tonight, and it worked really well. For qualifying in the heat, and even in the feature, I was a lot faster tonight than I was last night, and it wasn't even I couldn't even compare. So I want to thank my dad for helping me out as well, and I want to thank
Well,
you guys for putting a broadcast on
oh.
because you guys always do a great job.
Oh, appreciate it, buddy. Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
thank you for joining us tonight, Andrew. We look forward to seeing you in Knoxville.
Yes, sir. Let's go. I'm excited.
Let's go!
Let's
Knoxville.
go.
Andrew May, third place finisher, and our hard charger tonight from 16th to 7th, 72 of Randy Fritsch. Shane's going to grab a word with him as he charged his way through the field.
Randy Fritsch, Shane DiMantova up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Obviously, I know you're going to be happy here as you put together a pretty solid race starting 16th and bringing it home there in the 6th or 7th, position as you're our Dirtman Photography Hard Charger Award winner. So first off, congratulations to you on that. But definitely something I want to highlight for sure. Obviously, your luck hasn't been the best recently. And how did it feel just to obviously keep it clean and survive to the end of the feature event?
Coming into Bristol, I told myself yesterday I just wanted to finish a race. I wanted to finish the main. Yeah, that was it. Lap one, it didn't go so hot, but I was all right. Kept the car on the track. It was beat up, but I finished the race. I got it done. Um, Tonight I just wanted to finish the race again and not cause any wrecks. But yeah, I think I did pretty good. Got it done.
You did really good in my mind for sure. Obviously, I've been kind of highlighting you in the past couple of races, and I'm happy. Kind of got a cheerleader out of me up here in the booth to get it done here in 7th. Obviously, you had a hard
Sir,
charging
thank you.
teammate. Yeah, you're welcome. You had a hard charging teammate there in the 2nd position of Tyler Node. Did he give you any tips or any help there to help you out here on the
Um,
racetrack?
we've been practicing a lot at this track, man. Just running the bottom. As soon as the track slicks off, I don't believe it's on the top anymore. That top, once that stripe's up there, it's gone. It's either you're on the bottom or you're on that wall on the bottom. So as soon as that track was like that, we hit the bottom. I felt I picked up a couple more spots down there. Um, but man, everybody over here at HRI, man, I love it. What a team. So great to be a part of it.
Yeah, like you mentioned, your teammate kind of said the same thing as he moved to the bottom. I believe, obviously, that practice and with the slick definitely coming into fruition, and it's definitely helping you out here tonight. But to finish off, is there any sponsors or teammates, or at least team in
Um,
general, that you like to thank?
there's so many people over there at HRI, man. Just everybody that we're in the Discord with all day, every day, running races with. Everybody, man. We all work together. Everybody. Um, Second of all, Cam Racing, real life race team. Love them. Wouldn't do this without them. Thank you for all the support. That's it.
All right, Randy, it was a pleasure to speak to you. Hopefully, we can get you back up here soon, as hopefully
Yeah.
we will be seeing you at Knoxville next week.
Yes, sir. Hopefully my interviews get a little bit better. It's my first time up here.
Hey, nothing. Don't worry about it. First time jitters is like I mentioned. We definitely want to bring you back here up in the booth here soon. Hopefully, with either a hard charger or a top finish, top 3
I'm
finish.
hoping to be on the podium, sir.
All right, it was
We
a
got
pleasure
Knoxville Nationals coming up. We're gonna be grinding.
grinding for sure. I think everybody is, as they want $100 on the line. It was a pleasure speaking to you, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your night.
You too, man. Thank you.
Randy Fritsch there in the number 1772 X Machine from HRI Helms Racing. One of the drivers that we really don't get to hear from too much here in the series, and obviously it's nice to see the emotion from him and the excitement. He's definitely got a fan out of me for sure.
Oh, for sure. Rich, very nice guy. Nice to see him up here in the booth. And now Shane, all eyes point towards Knoxville, and that's going to be one of the biggest weeks of the season. And I'm very excited for it. I know our guy Aiden Kirker, he's got some nice logos that we look forward to promoting on our Instagram very soon. Follow that on Quicktime Sprints. Keep up with all the Knoxville updates in the upcoming week. Going green on night 1, June 21st. It'll be right here. And June 22nd, we will head to Knoxville night 2 and Knoxville night 3 for a huge purse on the line. Thank you to Jay Barker for putting forward the $100 purse towards the night 3. Couldn't fund that without him. And also see one guy on night 3. It'll be all down to one feature on who will take that home. And it's going to be great next week, Shane. I know we just finished Bristol. I know Aiden Kirker has all the momentum in the world, but I am very excited for those Dirtman Photography Knoxville Nationals.
Yeah, we kind of talked about it last season if you watched our broadcast there. Obviously not as official like this, but we kind of highlighted that last season. But this is definitely the biggest event for sure. All season long is, like you just mentioned, thank you to Jay Barker, $100 on the line, and somebody's going to take all that money home and put it to good use.
Well, I know before we go now, I'm gonna enjoy a nice vacation to Texas. It's gonna be nice. My mom, happy early birthday to her. Gonna go on a little trip with
Happy birthday!
her. Oh yeah, happy birthday. It's gonna be her birthday on Sunday. Heading down there to the Galveston, Houston area. Gonna have some fun before we head to Knoxville and get ready to call some great racing there. So I'm excited. It's gonna be a great week for me. I know in the admin fantasy league, I just took over the points lead. So I mean, I'm having a nice night, Shane. I don't know about you. I know your fantasy team didn't do as hot, but I mean, I enjoyed tonight. Had a great night of racing, and I'm looking forward to next week.
Yeah, I'm really excited about racing, and we're going to get ready for Knoxville next week, as you can catch all the coverage here on the AMB Outdoors Quicktime Series YouTube page. As I'm going to send it back over to Kelan, and he's going to wrap up tonight's broadcast.
We thank you guys for tuning in to this Bristol Clay on the Coliseum Throwdown, sponsored by Shane DiMantova Designs. Thank you, Shane, for putting this on. Couldn't do this without you and all that you guys do, and all our sponsors for that matter, starting from A&B Outdoors, Dirtman Photography, Dirt Track USA, Exo Consulting, Dirt He's in Racing Apparel, Shane DiMantova Designs, Iceman Designs, and so many more who continue to work with us all season long to continue to make this possible. We thank you all for tuning in to tonight's action on the A&B Outdoors Quicktime Sprint Car Series YouTube channel, and come back on June the 21st where we have our first race of the Knoxville Nationals. It'll be live right here on the YouTube channel, June 21st, 8:45 p.m. Eastern. We thank you guys for joining us this evening, and we hope you guys have a good rest of your night.
Good night, everyone.